Welcome back to Beyond the Game and the long-awaited interview. The time has arrived. Reigning AUS Most Valuable Player, reigning CIS Player of the Year, Justin Maheu from the Capers men's soccer team has joined us just on the eve of the AUS playoffs. Justin, thanks for coming by.
No problem.
We wanted to try and get him in here at an appropriate time, and it's tough. He's a busy student athlete, and he's training all the time, which is why he is the best in the AUS and the best in the country, and has been shown on the field and in the classroom, an academic All-Canadian as well. Justin, we're just heading into the playoffs here. Let's take a quick look back at the season. Your second consecutive AUS scoring title, 13 goals. How's that feel? You got to be happy with the way things went.
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, I've set my goal as like I wanted to do my job every game, and that's scoring goals. So obviously you want to score every game, and I've had maybe 2 or 3 games that I didn't score. All the other games I scored, so it went well. I accomplished my goal and went well. That's it.
I mean, certainly getting 13 goals is a great individual feat, but you have to be happy with the team finishing first again in the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, goals win games, so I did my job, and we only lost 1 game in Newfoundland, the first Saturday after a long travel. So I think we, as a team, we did well.
There was a lot of new faces this year in the lineup. I mean, you had your veterans like Sandro and that as well, but you know, you had some rookies come in and contribute right away. Joel Eckert-Enza, Danny Pritchard, a few guys like that.
Yeah.
You know, you really seemed to gel right from the get-go, though. Did that make the transition this year easier to the new faces?
Yeah, I mean, like in men's soccer, you get respect for what you do on the field. So if you're a good player, you'll automatically get respect from the seniors. So Robson Doolin, Danny Pritchard, Joel, Marco LaPena, all these guys, you know, they're really good players, so they automatically got a respect, and they deserve the time they got on the field, and they perform. So.
Now you finished up the season. You really you had the playoff spot locked up, which is always nice. But I mean, the 2 wins at home last weekend over St. Mary's and Dal. I mean, that locked up first place. You got that first round bye heading down to Acadia this weekend. How important is that sitting back in that first day and not having to play that extra game?
Yeah, like as an athlete, you go game by game. So obviously you want to win every game. And when we clinched that bye, that was our ultimate goal. So it went exactly as we envisioned it was going to happen. So.
Now, as the first place team, of course, you'll play the lowest advancing seed. It is tough, though, on that side because you don't know who you're going to get until Thursday night, and I guess you have that little sense of wonderment too on who might be coming.
Yeah, exactly. We know for a fact we're not going to play Acadia because they finished 3rd.
Yep.
So they're playing at home in front of their home fans, so that's good. And doesn't matter which team we get, I'm confident that we could beat them. So if we play the way we can.
Oh yeah, well you've certainly shown that this season.
Yeah.
I mean, even there was a period there when the wins weren't coming. You weren't losing though. I mean,
no, exactly.
You had a string of scoreless draws, which was very odd, but it showed the defensive talent of this team as well.
Yeah, exactly. We defensively would have the least scoring on us, so that's really good news. I mean, defense wins games really, just as much as striker. So we didn't score, but we were creating chances, and it showed adversity, you know, how we dealt with adversity. And towards the end of the season, we started scoring a little bit more. So I guess we're on a streak right now, 3-win streak. So
that's what you want. You want to be hot coming into this weekend for sure. Now, past summer, you had to represent Canada at the FISU Games. I know you have a previous entry on your roster, on your resume of representing the country.
Yeah.
How was it this summer, though? Did you enjoy your time in Korea?
Oh, yeah. Like, I didn't come as sharp as I wanted to come into to that tournament. So I was dealing with a bit of injuries, ankles, hamstring right before coming. So I wasn't as sharp as I wanted to, but I still got my starting position, and I did my best. And unfortunately, our best wasn't good enough at all.
That happens sometimes.
But it was but it was a good experience. We played really great players, professional players, really. Italy is all professional. Korea was their Olympic team. Ireland, England, all these teams were crazy players. So
you're known as the premier goal scorer in the conference, two, as we said, back-to-back scoring titles this year. Last year you had the benefit of having Ian Greedy, the all-time leading scorer in CBU history, up there with you. Without Ian this year, and you had Mark Stewart, you had Sandro, you had Stuart Heath moved up there a bit. You've had a lot of different looks up
Yeah.
there this year due to injuries and a variety of other things. But you still excelled at getting that ball in the back of the net. Did you find it a little more difficult this year, a little more challenge?
Yeah,
being
definitely.
The focus?
Definitely. I knew that was going to happen, obviously, because last year their focus was not necessarily on me, so they didn't even know me. Their focus was on Ian Greedy, and Ian Greedy was creating a lot of space for me. So last year when I scored 15 goals, it was much easier than this year. This year, the defenders, they were crawling up on me, that's for sure. So I had games where I was like, man, like I'm getting 1 or 2 shots on goal per game. You know, last year I was getting 6 or 7. You know, so
A lot more work for those 13 goals.
yeah.
I guess too, when you were named CIS Player of the Year last year, which was the first time for a CBU male student athlete in any sport, you know, that was probably an unexpected honor. I mean, I think when you score 15 in the AUS, you know you're probably the front runner for the MVP. But really, how'd that CIS award feel?
It feels like hard work pays off. Really, that's our motto for the school, and I put in a lot of hard work. I mean, I train really hard. I do what I have to do. I know I'm trained smartly, so individually, I trained the way I knew how I was going to perform in the field. So right, I worked on my what do you say, like the defaults or
Your defects, like
yeah,
things that you're not strong
yeah,
at?
exactly. So I worked on that, and it paid off. And obviously, I have the team behind me, and I knew I was going to get the team because coach was telling me the whole right after the season, I'm going to get good recruits. I'm going to get a team behind you. We're going to perform. Blah, blah, blah. So I knew exactly what I had to do, and I put in the hard work, and it paid off. So that's how you win So unfortunately, as a team, we didn't win anything last year, but this year's our chance to.
Well, you weren't far off last year. I was on the sideline during that game, and a couple of bad breaks, and you yourself had a rough game. You had to come out and play the second half all stitched up. And,
yeah.
I mean, it showed a lot. It was a testament to your toughness to come back and play that game, because not often you see that these days. And I mean, it was a couple of minutes away from being either way. And now you got a chance to do it again, though. And I mean, you're 2 games away from that elusive banner.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can't even imagine what it means to Sandro, Mark, and Josh Lyons and the seniors, but for me, it means just as much as them. I mean, I want to win. I've lost to UNB the past 2 years in the semifinal and final last year. So this year, I mean, we got to make it. Yeah.
I know, it's definitely tough.
It's a 90-minute game, so hopefully the cards goes on their side. So.
Now, Justin, what do you got for me? I've known you for 3 years. You've really grown since you've been in Cape Breton and on and off the pitch. We mentioned the Academic All-Canadian, and certainly the awards on the field of play have been outstanding. So what can you tell me? Here's your question. What don't I know, or what don't our viewers know about Justin Maheu? And you're pretty open. A lot of people know a lot of stuff about you, but I mean, you got to have something.
I guess, I'm a really extreme guy, right? So I feed on adrenaline. So I guess people don't know that.
I don't know about that. You're pretty hardcore on the field.
Yeah, I need adrenaline pretty much every day to function properly. So if I don't get my workout or my training, any sorts of adrenaline, I'm gonna be a grumpy guy the whole day. So.
I don't want you grumpy. What are you doing in the off season? You like bungee jumping or skydiving? How do you get the adrenaline
Actually,
there?
I have an extreme sport background with downhill mountain biking and downhill skiing. So
I certainly wouldn't have known that. So there you go. I mean, and then those are all pretty intense, hard on the body, and really get the mind going.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So.
Well, Justin, I appreciate you coming by, and best of luck this weekend down to Acadia, and we'll be hoping you're coming back on the Sunday night with a banner. Join us next time on Beyond the Game.